Hey everyone, so we're back at King's Dominion's Winterfest. Last time we were here, we happened to catch a glimpse of a sign advertising a little wand that was selling for $29.99, and it said that the wand was interactive with a little Winterfest logo on it. So we decided to get that wand and see what kind of interactivity it has as we walk around the park. As you can see, it lights up. It's also a bubble wand. The very bottom of it, that's the container of bubbles. There's a little tube inside the wand, and the bubble container screws into the bottom. The wand goes inside, and the bubbles will come out the top. So just a quick explanation. There is a switch right here. You can put it in the middle, the bottom, or the top. The middle turns it off. The top, flipping it to the up position, is what actually activates the lights and the bubbles. As you can see, the bottom also activates lights, but it also has an additional feature. When it's flipped to the bottom, there is an RFID chip inside of this wand, kind of like a magic band if you're familiar with Disney or other radio controlled items. What this will do, the RFID, is there is also on the back side a little trigger. There are places hidden around the park. There are 5 places in total hidden around the park that you can go to. If you get near them and press this trigger, something will happen. So basically what we're going to do is go around the park and see exactly what this wand causes things to do, and also see if it's worth the $29.99 that it costs. So let's go find the first stop. And also I will be putting a picture. There's a QR code on the signs that advertise this wand that will link you to a page that tells you where to find all of the interactive spots. So I'll be putting that on the screen now so you can see where to go to find all the interactive spots that are hiding around the park. So the first place that the map lists is front of the park, which I know is a little bit vague, but I believe it's at this cart here because they're selling the wands here. There's this little blocky snowman here. So let's set the wand up and see what happens. Bubbles. So the interactive wand will make the snowman spit bubbles out of his head. So to give you an idea, to help you pinpoint the location, here is the entrance gate of the park, and right across from that is the cart where you'll find the snowman that is interactive with the wand. On International Street, not too far from the very first snowman that we found, is the Cinnabon, and then right past that is Mrs. Claus's kitchen. If you noticed on the map, it mentioned that Mrs. Claus's kitchen was one of the interactive spots. And right here, as you can see, is the snowman. So let's see what this one does. And here it goes, more bubbles being sent up this time. It looks like Jen mentioned, it looks like you have to be standing directly in front of it in order for it to work, but it looks like it is working. Here go the bubbles. So we're skipping next to the 5th one on the list just because it was closer to where we currently were. This one's a little bit harder to find, a little bit harder to describe. You can see we're here in front of the Eiffel Tower. Down below that in Planet Snoopy is Sally's seaplane ride. So if you go in Planet Snoopy past the seaplane, you come to this building here, this tent that's labeled as Sally's Christmas Crafts. Right past Sally's Christmas Crafts, right in front of it is the snowman. So come over here, get right in front of it, and there we go.
I'm buckling you in shoulder.
There's the bubbles right in front of Snoopy. The other two are a little bit farther back in the park, so it'll take a little bit of a walk to get to them. For better frame of reference, since the store is kind of hard to describe, if you're coming from the other direction, if you pass by this Snoopy statue with a bunch of Planet Snoopy poles surrounding it, you just walk to the back side of those poles and come across, and the craft shop is right here. Because we were passing by, I just thought I'd mention Jack's Frost Zone is looking more festive compared to how it looked the last time we were here. They've put up this big archway at the entrance, And they also have a couple of snow angels down here that you can stand in front of for a photo op. And they're spitting out snow right at the entrance as well. Also, at the end of our other Winterfest video, we mentioned underneath of the Eiffel Tower, they have these little igloos behind these bushes that you can rent to stay in as like a little igloo-shaped cabin. On the opposite end of Jack's Frost Zone is where the sales and check-in booth is, so you would come here if you want to rent one of the igloos. They've also put up the sign for Artisan Alley now, which I don't believe was here last time we walked through here, but in typical us fashion, we came through here the wrong way, so I may have just missed it last time we were here. I'm not entirely sure. St. Nick's Picks, where you can get your pictures with Santa, is in the Old Virginia area. It's across from these swinging ships over here. Over here to the side of it, they have a large snowman. And right next to that large snowman, you can see, is our next bubble blowing snowman. So Jen's about to fire it off. Set off the bubbles. There it goes. Bubbles! I can tell this is making Jen's day. At the far end of International Street, there's a little pop-up crepe tent. It's to the right of the stage at the opposite end of the ice skating rink. They offer 3 different types of crepes. Jen got the gingerbread crepe that comes with an eggnog mousse inside, and obviously there's whipped cream on top. Every one of their crepes is $13.99, so Jen wanted to give this one a try. So a couple of things I should mention. Number one, I forgot to mention that there are also gingerbread crumbles inside of the crepe in addition to the mousse. And also I wanted to mention that right now it looks like the park is severely understaffed for the insane crowd that's here right now. When we got in line, there was only one person in there making all the crepes for everybody, and then one person running the cashier. By the time we got up there, they had added a second person to make the crepes, but it took a long time to get up there. They really need more people making these crepes. That being said, the person making the crepes was young, and despite that, it still tasted pretty good, Jen said. It just needed a little more ginger flavor for a gingerbread crepe. Also, there wasn't a whole lot of whipped cream. She barely used any of it. This is really almost exactly how much they gave us. And the mousse, we almost, until we got to just a little bit before this point, we didn't really get any mousse at all. So we were probably about 2/3 of the way through the crepe before we started tasting the mousse. They needed to add a little bit more mousse to it. Overall, Jen gave it about a C+. She said it's not really worth the $13.99, but it's okay. Jen's also trying an adult beverage. It's hot chocolate, but with peppermint schnapps. They call it a Holly Jolly hot chocolate. You can see the crumbles of peppermint on top of the whipped cream. The cost of the drink is $14.99. It comes in a regular sized hot chocolate cup. Jen said the hot chocolate is a nice hot drink for a nice cool day. It has a good amount of alcohol. It's very pepperminty. She enjoyed it a lot. She actually gave it a rare A+, so she definitely recommends this drink. In our last Winterfest video, we noted that the dreidel, menorah, and kinara were missing from this patch of grass in front of the light-up reindeer. It's nice to see that they actually put them out here. I guess we were just here too early last time. So, and they even have the menorah lit up to the correct number of candles. That's cool that each candle has its own individual light. I'm assuming they'll do the same for the kinara later in the year. That's a nice touch, and I'm glad to see it back. See, this is how you can tell that the parks watch our videos. The Santa Claus is a giant landmark at the back of the park, standing right next to the post office, which in turn is right in front of Blitzen's Burger Diner. Right over here to the left of the post office is the snowman. Okay, here Jen goes for the very last snowman. Up they go. That was a good one. So that's all the locations of the snowmen around the park. As you saw, they all just basically do this. You get near them, you hit the trigger on the wand, and they spit bubbles out. So it's a fun little addition to your toy collection if you're into collecting bubble wands. It's a little bit pricey for a bubble wand just because it has that RFID chip in it. And all it does is send the bubbles out of the snowmen. We both kind of agreed that we wish that it would have done a little more, interacted with shows maybe, or let bubbles come out of other objects around the park. There are a number of things that could have done with the RFID chip, so it's a little bit simplistic, especially for the price. Personally, if we weren't filming this video, I don't think we would have bought it, but we're not saying not to buy it. I know a lot of kids enjoy things like this, so if you think your kids would enjoy interacting with the snowmen around the park and also making tons and tons of bubbles, this might be a good value for you. So if you agree, or even if you don't agree, if you still enjoyed the video anyway, we would appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe is a big help to our channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing right there. And right below that is our Threads handle. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.